Welcome to the Explainer. So, today we're looking at a massive hidden battle taking place in wallets literally all across the country. And to help us visualize this epic financial struggle, we're going to bring in a little doodle stickman as our hero. Throughout this Explainer, he's going to be our guide, facing down monsters, grabbing power-ups, and basically learning how to conquer a threat that affects nearly half of all Americans. It's a fight for financial freedom, and it starts right now. All right, so our stickman is facing a massive, ominous question mark here. What do you think is the number one most destructive force in your financial life? You know, we often worry about things like the stock market crashing, taxes, or maybe dropping way too much cash on a brand new car. But the real antagonist, it's actually much quieter. It sneaks right into your pocket, disguised as a completely harmless piece of plastic. Yep, we're talking about credit card debt. And here is the jaw-dropping reality of this villain: $7,000. That is the average month-to-month balance held by nearly 50% of Americans. I mean, that number is just insane. Think about it. Half the people you see walking down the street are carrying around this heavy, invisible backpack of high-interest debt everywhere they go. And it is severely weighing down their ability to build wealth. Now, the crucial takeaway here is that the piece of plastic itself isn't necessarily evil. Credit cards can actually offer great benefits, cash back, rewards, if they're used responsibly. And hey, other forms of debt, like a mortgage, can even be incredible wealth-building tools. But when it comes to rolling over a balance from month to month on a card, the rule is incredibly simple. Credit card use is okay, but credit card debt? No way, absolutely not. So, to defeat this monster, our stickman first has to overcome 3 massive illusions. These are the destructive myths that just keep people trapped. Myth number 1, paying the minimum is fine. Well, it turns out that's exactly how the interest and penalties ruthlessly pile up. Myth number 2, carrying a balance month to month boosts your credit score. This is a huge misconception. It actually lowers your score. And the absolute worst myth, if I'm in debt, I should just keep using the card to earn points. Let's picture this. Hunting for points while holding high-interest credit card debt is literally like lighting piles of your own money on fire. The points are just a tiny drop in the bucket compared to what the debt is actually costing you. To truly understand why credit card debt is so toxic, we need to unlock a core financial concept called arbitrage. And hey, don't let the fancy word intimidate you. Put simply, arbitrage is really just the difference between interest rates, which results in either a good thing, a profit, or a really bad thing, a loss. It's basically the underlying math engine that determines whether your money is moving forward or moving backward. Let's see arbitrage in action with 2 scenarios. On the left, we've got smart arbitrage. Imagine you have an index fund tracking the S&P 500, making an average 10% annual return. And let's say you have a mortgage with a 4% interest rate. If you pay the minimum on the mortgage and invest your extra cash in the index fund, you net a 6% profit. Your money is working for you. But now, contrast that with negative arbitrage on the right. The average credit card interest rate is nearly 25%. If you try to invest for a 10% return while paying 25% in credit card interest, you are in a negative arbitrage situation. The math is completely inverted and you are rapidly losing money. Think of negative arbitrage kind of like this. Our stickman hero is out on the water in a small boat, but there's a huge leak in the bottom. That leak? That's the 25% interest rate. He's got a tiny bucket and he's frantically scooping water out. Those are the minimum payments. But the water is gushing in so much faster than he can possibly bail it out. He is sinking. You absolutely cannot safely navigate to your other financial goals until you patch that leak. So the boat is sinking, the water is rising. What do we do? Well, it's time for a strategy. We need to equip our hero with the right weapons to patch this leak immediately, stop the sinking, and finally take back control of his financial future. Let's build a battle plan by looking at the actual enemies on the field. Here are 3 specific obstacles our stickman might be facing. He's got an $8,000 credit card balance at 20% interest, which is costing him $160 a month. Then a $5,000 personal loan at 12%, taking $100 a month, and a $15,000 car loan at 10%, demanding $300 a month. I mean, that is a formidable lineup. So how should he attack them? Well, there are 2 highly effective strategies he can choose from. The first weapon is called the debt avalanche method.
Now, this is for the purely logical, math-focused warrior. While you keep making the minimum payments on everything, you take every single extra dollar you can scrape together and ruthlessly attack the debt with the highest interest rate first. In this scenario, you target that 20% credit card. Once it's dead, you roll all those funds into attacking the 12% personal loan, then finally the 10% car loan. This method is mathematically the most efficient. It saves you the most money over time, but it takes immense discipline, because you might be fighting that first big boss, the credit card, for a really long time before you see a clear victory.
But what if you're the kind of person who needs to see progress quickly to stay pumped up? That brings us to the debt snowball method. This is all about psychology and momentum. You basically forget the interest rates entirely. Instead, you line up your targets from the smallest balance to the largest. Boom! First, you knock out that $5,000 personal loan. Quick win. You feel amazing. Then you take all that freed up cash and hurl it at the $8,000 credit card. Another victory. Finally, you unleash an unstoppable avalanche of cash onto the $15,000 car loan. Personal finance is personal, right? So you have to choose the weapon that fits your psychology. Do you need the quick wins of the snowball to stay motivated? Or the ultimate long-term savings of the avalanche? Now, if you want to take your strategy to the absolute next level, there is a temporary, magical shield our hero can grab. The 0% balance transfer trick. This allows you to move your high-interest debt onto a new credit card that offers a 0% interest rate for a promotional period, usually 12 to 18 months. During this golden window, every single dollar you pay goes straight to reducing the principal balance rather than just covering interest. It is an incredible way to speed up your debt repayment. But as we look a little closer, we realize you have to be incredibly careful with this trick. Because it turns out this shield comes with a massive warning label. These offers have some severely hidden caveats. First, most charge a 3 to 5% upfront transfer fee, which instantly adds to your total debt right out of the gate. Second, when that 12 to 18-month promo ends, the standard rate kicks back in. And remember, that can be 25% or even higher. But here is the deadliest trap. If you miss just one single payment during the promo period, the 0% rate is instantly voided. You're hit with higher penalties, skyrocketing interest, and suddenly you're right back in that sinking boat. You must execute this flawlessly. Ultimately, whether you use the avalanche, the snowball, or a balance transfer shield, the single greatest weapon our stickman hero has is behavioral change. You have to develop the discipline to live on less than you make. Credit card debt is the second highest source of financial stress in America. But when you finally defeat it, when you wipe out that balance and reclaim those minimum monthly payments, it is literally like giving yourself a massive raise. You can now take those dollars, invest them, and put the magic of compound interest back on your side. That is exactly how you accelerate your wealth building journey. So take a look at your own life. Are you commanding your dollars, putting them to work to build a brighter future for yourself? Or are you trapped in that leaky boat, exhausted, bailing out water month after month just to stay afloat? Well, you know the strategies now. You know the math. It's time to pick up your bucket, patch that hole, and eliminate the ultimate wealth killer once and for all.
Freedom isn't given, it's built, and it starts with what you do next.